All right, we are live here on the post-game show. We're going to get right to it here, and our camera is shaking because they're dribbling the balls right in front of us here. But we are live. We got Tyson Degenhart. Make sure we're good on the audio here. We should be good. Hope you guys can hear us. Tyson got a little dicey there in the second half, but you guys hang on, and you're moving on. How's it feel?
Hey, we went 1-0. That's all that matters. That was our mission to come into the game, is just to get the dub. And, it wasn't the ideal way we wanted to get it done, but I'm just happy we got the win.
What were they doing in the second half to get back in the game? I mean, they started hitting some shots. Were you guys lapsing on defense, or did they just get going?
A little bit of both. It was they started to make some shots and spread us out a little bit, and then they were able to drive to the hoop. And just a little tough matchup for us in the second half, but we were able to get the win.
Again, apologies for the shaky camera, the dribbling the ball right in front of us. But for you, I mean, it just seemed like whenever you guys needed a big bucket, especially in the second half, obviously you had that post up there. I mean, a big game for you tonight. Was this one of those games where you just kind of felt like when they needed you to get a big bucket, you were ready to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. We could kind of tell it was getting a little dicey towards the end, and, try to be that safety blanket where we can, go to me and then we can figure everything out. So happy to be that guy tonight, and glad we got the win.
They already moved the stats onto the next game here, so I don't have them. But I know 25% I think you held them to in the first half. You guys had that nice 41-21 lead. I mean, you had to be impressed with and happy with how you came out in the first half.
Yeah, first half was a great effort, great team effort. Second half wasn't as great, but I'm just happy that we didn't let them rattle us and then able to get the win.
Just seemed like a couple of guys, Keene and Ugbo, guys we've been talking about. I mean, they finished the game on the court for you guys. I thought some big hustle plays, some big plays from some of your bench guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Keene and Ems came in and played huge minutes down the stretch for us, and we're able to make some big plays, big blocks, big steals. So really happy to have those guys make those plays.
Just to get the first one out of the way, is that you take a deep breath. Maybe the final score wasn't what you wanted it to be, but, I mean, you get the win and you move on. I guess that's kind of all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in 4 years we've gotten the win on the first day of an MTE. So really, really excited about it. Able to watch, the Duquesne South Dakota State game and go back to the hotel, recover, and then get ready for tomorrow.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate
There
he is, Tyson Degenhart. Appreciate him for joining us. We'll go from Tyson to Andrew Meadow here. And do we have any stats, Cody? They took the stats off the screen already. I don't know if we have a way to print out any stats or anything. Yeah, they already moved on to the next game. So, Andrew Meadow, how we doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Hey, good. Congratulations on the win. Kind of an interesting game. You guys got up pretty big, and then they came back and made it a game there in the second half. What's your takeaway?
I think we played well in the first half. Like you said, in the second half, they got really scrappy, forced a lot of turnovers. But I think we're just happy that we accomplished the mission, and we're 1-0, and now we just got to focus on tomorrow.
How nice is it to have a guy like Tyson where if you need him to go get you a bucket and go for 25, I mean, just like a quiet 25 or whatever it ended up being tonight.
Just amazing. He can get a bucket on whoever at any point of the game, anywhere on the floor. So it's just really nice to have someone like that.
What, just to come down here and kind of you had your fun, whatever, but to lock it in today, I mean, how focused, ready do you guys think you were for this game today?
I think we were really focused. It was good to have that one day off to have fun down here. But right after that was over, we all locked in. We know what our mission was, and that was to accomplish the mission today and go 1-0.
It seemed like defensively, first half, I mean, you guys held them, I think, 24% shooting. They come out in the second half and at one point are shooting like 55%. Were they just hitting some shots? I mean, I know that that one guard was hitting some tough ones, but did the defense lapse a little bit, or what did you think in the second half?
I think it was a little bit of both. We had some lapses, but they had some good players that can make tough shots, and they ended up making a lot of them.
What I asked Tyson, but to have guys like Ugbo and Keene that can come off the bench, and they were in there to finish the game with you guys, making some huge hustle plays. How nice is that to have a couple options like that?
It's amazing. They both play so hard each and every rep that they're in the game. So to have two guys like that to come off the bench and give it everything they got is amazing.
First one out of the way, you take a deep breath. I mean, I know you probably maybe the final score would have liked it to be a little bit bigger, but I mean, overall, is I guess you won, and that's kind of the most important thing.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, just to get the job done. At the end of the day, win or loss, we just got to get the win.
And how do you keep seeing your role develop here? We've talked a lot about it, but you hit the corner three, you hit some big threes, you're doing some other things to get guys involved in as well. How do you continue to see your role and your comfort level fitting in here?
I think it's just going to keep expanding each and every game. I'm starting to get more and more comfortable, and my confidence from three is at an all-time high. So I know that even if I miss a shot, I know I'm going to make it the next one.
You guys finished, 27 of 35. Another nice night from the foul line too. You guys get fouled, you're going to make your free throws.
Yeah, we all get extra reps up after practice on off days, getting our free throws. So we're going to be a really good free throw shooting team.
Anything else stand out to you? We mentioned the defense. I know the rebounding numbers ended up. What was the final number there? 40-24. I mean, you guys killed them on the glass. Anything else you liked what you saw today?
I think just our overall effort in the second half when things started going downhill, just to stay together and find a way to get the win.
How motivated is this team to win this tournament?
Really motivated. We really want to win this thing. We know it's definitely possible, but we just got to focus on tomorrow, and we can't look ahead of that.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Andrew Meadow. Nice game for him. Boise State ends up winning this one. Final score 83-69. Leon Rice is going to join us shortly. Again, we're looking at the stats here. We're good on the stats. Yeah. Let's see here. 40-25 were the rebounding numbers. I'm looking at them on my phone here because they didn't give me a printed copy that I'm trying to look at. But they dominated on the glass. I know Hampton got going in the second half, hitting some shots. But in the end, Boise State wins this one. They win their opener here at the Cayman Islands Classic, and nice win overall for Boise State. And they're moving on. I know the Ken Pom numbers and all that. What you would have liked to have won by more than 14 points, but in the end, Boise State wins by 14, and that is what it is. But you do move on to the next round, and that's certainly a nice feeling. As you said, Tyson degenhart, the first time that he has won a game in the first round in a tournament in his 4 years here at Boise State. Leon Rice is going to join us in just a minute, but I want to tell you about Western Collective, the Horseshoe Golden Ale. Make sure you pick up the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the Orange Chaos Seltzer. Horseshoe Golden Ale and the Orange Chaos Seltzer from Western Collective. Make sure you pick them up, Western Collective. RoePaint.com, our title sponsor, ROEPaint.com. Those concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting, make sure you check those out. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Idaho Central Credit Union. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com is a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile online banking. Ridley's Family Markets, shop ridleys.com. Leon Rice getting ready to sit down and join us. There's 13 locations in the state of Idaho, others in surrounding states. Make sure you check them out. Ridley's Family Markets online at shopridleys.com. Shopridleys.com. Ridley's Family Markets, Snake River Pool and Spa. Leon Rice getting ready to sit down and join us. He's talking to a referee here. Snake River Pool and Spa, patio and game, thespateam.com. Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. Been around since 1978. They're part of the Boise State home team. Again, locations around the Treasure Valley, whether it's a spa, whether it's a pool table, whether it's a sauna, they got you covered at thespateam.com. Thespateam.com. Leon Rice going to join us in just a second, folks. Stay tuned for that. Lithia Ford of Boise, all-wheel drive. The weather is getting cold, whether it's the snow, the ice, the rain, it's coming. Make sure you have an all-wheel drive vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise. You can go online, view their full inventory at lithiafordboise.com. lithiafordboise.com for their full inventory of vehicles. And again, they've got NIL deals. They've got all kinds of great stuff. They're one of Boise State's biggest supporters, so make sure you check them out at Lithia Ford of Boise. And Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. We bought and sold our home using Matt and his team. We appreciate, I got one, thank you. Appreciate Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate, the number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley for a reason, and we appreciate him for jumping on. All right, Leon Rice just got asked to take a selfie. He is a big celebrity here, apparently taking pictures with fans and stuff, but we will get him to join us here in just a second. Again, the final score, 83-69. Coach is leaving. No, Coach. Coach Rice. He took a picture with a fan and then forgot he had to do an interview with me. So Coach just took a picture with a fan and then forgot that he had to talk to me still. He's coming back again. Boise State wins this one, though, 83-69. Tyson degenhart, 25 points. 25 points, 5 rebounds for Tyson degenhart, 13 points for Omar Stanley, 10 points for Andrew Meadow, 9 points for Dylan Anderson, 8 for Alvaro Cardenas, 3 for RJ Keene. Another game where another guard goes off for the other team. Hampton's guard, Noah Farrakhan had 23 points. He was 9 of 21 from the field. Big-time game for him. Not sure how many of you guys watched the game on Flow TV. Flow TV had the game. But we got plenty of highlights we're going to get to as soon as we're done with Leon here. We have highlights. We have all kinds of stuff to get to. Boise State will now play at 11:30. 11:30 tomorrow Mountain Time. Boise State will play in the semifinals of the Cayman Islands Classic after their win over Hampton in the first round, 83-69. And Coach Rice is taking selfies. He's a big celebrity here in the Cayman Islands. We appreciate him for jumping on. Scoot over this way a little more, Coach. 83-69. Maybe the final score didn't end up the way it could have based on how the first half went. But overall, you get a win, you're moving on.
Yeah, it was a good win. I mean, we played a really good first half. And, you know, the thing that scared me about Hampton was you don't want to be in a close game with those guards.
Yeah.
They're slippery. And, Farrakhan looked like Allen Iverson out there. And sometimes in a gym like this, and you're down 20, that hoop gets big for a guy like that. And so, we had him at arm's length pretty good most of the second half, even though we didn't get the stops we wanted and we didn't build on the lead. But they went really small on us, and they were just going to foul and make us make free throws, and they were going to come down and try to hit threes. That was the strategy, and that can be kind of a hard thing to grind through a little bit. And good thing is we have a good free throw shooting team, and we're pretty strong with the ball. But we lost some balls that against their press that we got it to Al, and they kind of came over his back a couple times and knocked it away, and we can eliminate those turnovers.
Second half, I think first half they only made 6 field goals. They shoot 26%. Second, they made 20 field goals. What would you say that was more just them getting hot, or defensively? Did you not like what you saw there? Or?
No, just 5 guards spreading us out, and that's a tough matchup. And we were guarding the 3 trying to guard the 3 a little more aggressively, and that opens up the rim, and they got quick guys to the rim.
They have veterans, though. Some of those guys you had on the court there when it started to get, I don't say dicey, but they got it to 10 or 11, and they had some momentum. And it's nice to have a guy like Tyson you can dump it down low to, and some of your veterans to kind of cool things down.
No doubt, and to help with the ball handling, because their guards, like I said, we're quick, and so if you don't have other guys that can come help and handle the ball against their guys easier, like Tyson can, and then Tyson's going to make his free throws, and I thought we did a pretty decent job of that.
I thought, again, I can ask you about these guys every game now, but R.J. Keene and Emmanuel Ugbo, both, they finished the game for you, and they both had some hustle plays, some defense, some buckets. To have 2 and multiple kind of impact guys, and we're not talking about Javen, who made some impact earlier, and some of the other guys, but specifically those 2, whether it's the hustle type plays, those guys are really stepping up for you right now.
Right, and my biggest challenge is figure out, because you got a lot going on. You got to figure out foul trouble. You also got to figure out matchups. And, because Dylan was playing good, but they were playing 5 guards. And so, it was more of a defensive problem than an offensive problem, because we were just going to shoot free throws anyways, pretty much. And so you had to get a little smaller lineup in there. And I thought M's made some good defensive plays. And so did RJ. And a couple more than we got credit for, too. I thought we saved the ball off.
Threw it right off his chest.
Yeah, and the guy said, no, he missed him.
I love the one down here where you don't have to comment. I will, where Tyson Degenhart was like this. The guy never got within this far of hitting Tyson Degenhart, and then he said that he got him on the arm.
I can't say anything about that. Sometimes it's hard on the officials, too, when you're, because they're looking up at the fouls, and they got a ton of fouls, but they're trying to foul, and we're,
You got a team that can make free throws, though. That's second game in a row where you guys did pretty well at the line, and that's going to be a nice luxury to have. Even your big guys can shoot free throws.
No, that's some of our best thing that we do, and that's how we got a 20-point lead. We just kind of grinded them inside out.
These first games of the tournament, Coach, can be kind of tricky. I think Tyson said, hey, first time in my 4 years here, I'm moving on to the winners bracket here to get this first win and move on. I know you have big goals of winning this tournament and stuff, but just to get the first one under your belt, you beat the travel and all that and the weird morning start, and you just take a deep breath now and focus on this game and see who you play. But overall, just you got the mission accomplished here.
Well, it was a good, because like you said, that we played an East Coast team in the East Coast time zone. at an early time for our body clock. So I thought our guys had a great approach, and it showed by the way we started that game. And now we got to bounce back, and that second day, you're in the semifinals, and you're going to play the winner of this game.
Appreciate it, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Okay, thanks.
Leon Rice joining us. We appreciate him for coming on. And again, final score 83-69. Boise State takes down Hampton to move on to the next round here in the Cayman Islands Classic. We got some highlights we're going to show. We're going to get those on YouTube as well. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights here. Tyson Degenhart, first bucket of the game there for Boise State. Dylan Anderson, yeah, he can shoot the 3 ball. How about the 3 there for Dylan Anderson? He connects. Now in the corner, there's Andrew Meadow. Misses the 3, but nice hustle play here from Stanley. Gets it down to Tyson. He's not going to miss from down there. Tyson Degenhart scores underneath the basket there. Abe Jackson coming up shortly here, folks. Don't miss Abe Jackson. We're going to get to Abe. Meadow scores there. Here's Cardenas. He had some great passes in this game. Alvaro Cardenas finding Buchanan. He finds Tyson. But overall, I'm very impressed once again with some of the passes by Alvaro Cardenas tonight. Here's R.J. Keene. Buchanan thought he provided some nice minutes off the bench yet again for Javen Buchanan. Julian Bowie, nice pass to Dylan Anderson for the slam. Nice play there by Dylan Anderson. Bowie hits the 3 in the corner for Boise State. He contributed some nice minutes again off the bench. And this dude, number 1, Noah Farrakhan for Hampton. We talked about him in the pregame. He had a huge 3 right there. Nice no-look pass there from Cardenas. Ugbo, again, I was really impressed with what I saw from Emmanuel Ugbo tonight. Meadow again hits the 3 in the corner. Meadow finds Cardenas. Cardenas gets the 3 there, pumps the fist, looks up to the heavens. Nice pass there, up and under. Omar Stanley scores. Boise State's again opened up a lead as big as 23 points in the first half. Might have been a little bigger if not for this guy right here. Again, number 1, Noah Farrakhan. Yeah, Abe was going to jump on, but yeah, you go for it. You need it. That's okay. I'll figure it out. If Abe can't join us, Mike Burns just took a seat here. You sure? Good. Thank you. Just for 5 minutes is all we need here. We're going to have Abe Jackson come over and join us in just a minute. Want to thank a couple more of our sponsors real quick as Abe jumps on. Boise State's assistant coaches here are sitting down to scout this game. Hey, Taco Bell Works. Make sure you check them out. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. Taco Bell Works. SON Management, Nicolason family. We appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News. We're getting the camera readjusted here as we get set to have Abe join us in just a minute. Taco Bell Works, TacoBellWorks.com. The great food, and they are hiring, so make sure you check them out if you're looking for a job. Highly recommend the fine folks at Taco Bell. Transportation Compliance Service, TransComService.com. If you're looking to get into the trucking industry, highly recommend the fine folks at Transcom Service, TransComService.com. You want some Ashton Genty gear? Check it out. Ashton Genty gear at the Blue and Orange Store. TheBlueandOrangeStore.com. They've got your Ashton Genty gear at the Blue and Orange Store and TheBlueandOrangeStore.com right there in the front. Don't forget about Jackson's. Boise State scores 70 points in January or February. You get hot dog and a soda for $2, but you get it for $1 on Tuesday because Breezy Dubar got in the end zone. Breezy Dubar scores, and that means a $1 hot dog and soda from Jackson's, thanks to Breezy Dubar finding his way into the end zone. We appreciate Signature Roofing as well. MySignatureRoofing.com. Repairs, re-roofs, estimates, installations, all that good stuff. Check them out online at mysignatureroofing.com. All right, we have adjusted the camera here. Slide over a little bit so we don't get the coaches in there. There we go, Abe. Abe Jackson, fresh off your post-game show. I got to unmute you there.
Yep.
83-69, your takeaways.
I think that the Broncos played pretty well. I really do. They knew that Hampton could be a streaky team. I mean, we talked about it in our pregame with me and you, BJ, and they hit that streak. I mean, Farrakhan was hitting some tough shots, and they had a 10% three-point shooter who knocked down a three-pointer at the top of the key as well. And then the press was just kind of there the whole time. They got some turnovers. The Broncos busted it open a couple times off of it, but I mean, 83-69, it's a solid win. It's the first win of the tournament. You're moving on. You're going to be playing tomorrow, and you still got a chance to come away with the championship here.
What did you think the difference was in the second half? Where they made 6 field goals in the first half, 20 in the second half for Hampton. Was it bad defense? Was it them just hitting some crazy shots, or combination?
Well, there was a lot of shots as well. I mean, at one point, I think the Broncos had 22 attempts in the second half, and Hampton had 33. And so they just had a ton more shots, and some of that was turnovers, and some of it was just that they weren't giving up offensive rebounds like they did in the first half to the Broncos too. So, I think Hampton is a pretty good team, but I also think that, it's hard to look at this win and say, oh, God, they were up 22 and they only won by 13, or 14, but still a very solid win. And I think Hampton's one of those teams that can give some teams fits in this tournament because of how streaky hot they can be, especially Farrakhan.
Yeah, and I thought Keene and Ugbo, again, both coming off the bench. I mean, they finished the game out there. There were some big-time hustle plays from some guys off the bench.
Well, I think that's what we're going to see this year with this basketball team, is that when you take a look at the last 5 minutes, you're going to take a look and say, well, who's out there? They're so deep that they can have multiple types of lineups out there. And it was some of the starters, and then it was, Ugbo and Keene playing some big minutes and getting some blocks and rebounds. And you're just going to see different players every game. It's not going to be the same 5 like it was a couple years ago.
They're getting ready to start this second game, but the microphone just stopped working. So we may have saved ourselves a couple minutes here to finish this up. But Tyson degenhart, really nice to have a guy when you need him to go get some buckets. He goes for a 25 tonight, and I thought it was, I don't know if it was getting dicey, but it got down to like 11, 12, and he just posts up and has a nice bucket there, and he just is able to calm things down.
Yeah, I mean, he's Coach Rice has said that, like he's a safety blanket. He doesn't like to take him out because he does so many good things when he's in there. And but also the free throw shooting. I mean, Broncos did a nice job of getting to the line there. You're looking at the stats; they got there 35 times.
Yep, 30 last game against Clemson, I believe. So,
and the microphone here, you just hear someone yelling. It's because they're not using a microphone. It's just only a voice from the announcer screaming in the gym, announcing the players for.
I'm not sure why I'm surprised in this tournament that maybe the microphone went out, but the ball movement. I thought there's some great ball movement in this game, some great passing. Boise State finishes with 20 assists. Yeah. It seems like this is one of the better passing teams of the Leon Rice era.
It really is. Well, it helps when you have Cardenas. I mean, he just finds the open guys. 8, almost half the assists were from Cardenas. He had 8. And so I think with him, you have to be ready for the ball because he's going to find you. And this team, the veterans on this team are so good at moving the ball around and finding the open players, especially in that first half when they were just tossing it over the top, taking advantage of their size inside, and they dominate on points in the paint.
We talked a lot about it on the pregame, but just the travel, the weird morning start, just not much energy in this gym. I mean, just to get the first one out of the way and be able to kind of take a deep breath for the rest of the day today. What's that like?
It's awesome. I mean, it's great. I mean, there's nothing better than going to a tournament like this where you're going to be for a few days and come off a win, right? You're going to be making adjustments for the next game, but just relaxing after a win feels so much better than after a loss.
Anything else you take away from this game, good or bad, that heading into tomorrow's semifinals?
It's going to be a conversation all year about the 3-point shooting. I mean, they made 4 in the first half, which was nice. I mean, maybe you end up with 8 or 9 total in the game, but then they go, I think, 0 for 6 or 0 for 7 from behind the 3-point line. So they only ended up with 4 threes. But here's what's weird about it is that this team scores so many points. I mean, you only shoot 4, make 4 threes, and you still score in the 80s. That's the second time they've done that. I think they scored 87 against Oakland and only made 3 threes.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that is getting to the line. If you're not going to make threes, which is so important, you got to find ways to still get into the 80s. And, a good shooting percentage from 2, but then also 27 points from the line.
Yeah, I think that is the second game in a row they've taken at least 30 free. I think they had 30 against Clemson. We mentioned that. And then, 4. That's, I think, 4 or less threes, like in 3 or 4 games in a row. Can that change, you think, or is that going to be a problem all year?
of shooting.
Do they have some guys that you think are going to step up and start being better 3-point shooters? Or
I don't know you kind of are what you are right now
Yeah.
during the season, and I think that they're going to shoot better. I don't think they go 0 for 6 a lot of times or 0 for 7 in second halves of games. So are they going to be, an outstanding, make 15 to 16 threes a game? I don't think so. But are they going to be outstanding at dominating the paint, rebounding, and getting to the free throw line? I think they are, because they're starting to show tendencies of doing that game after game. And if you do that, if you get 27 points from the line, you don't need to hit 12 or 13.
any thought on? I know you haven't done all your scouting reports, but Duquesne, obviously out of the A10, maybe the more named school of the other two, but South Dakota State, they've done some things in the tournament in years past. This game just starting. Boise State will get the winner.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about either one of these teams. It looks like that South Dakota State has a pretty big player out there who just made a bucket, about probably 6'10" or 11 with some length. So, it'll be interesting. All the coaches here scouting this game.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It'll be 11:30 back in Boise tomorrow, correct? For the semifinal game, it'll be 1:30 here in the Cayman Islands, 11:30 in Boise, and so you'll be pregame with me about 10:30, and then you'll be on live 11 a.m. in 11 a.m. in Boise tomorrow. Do you know, with it being a work day, what on Monday? What channel will you still be on? 670 KBOI?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the channel. I haven't heard anything different.
Well, again, first time Tyson Degenhart said in the Tyson Degenhart era that he's won the first day of this tournament. So it's a pretty good feeling. They move on, and looking forward to watching this game and see who wins. Appreciate it, Abe.
Yep. Thanks, BJ.
There he is, Abe Jackson.
Right.
Appreciate him for coming on the ICCU Postgame Show here as Boise State takes down Hampton, and they're going to move on to the second round of the tournament here. This next game is getting going. We do have some highlights here from the second half. We can try to play real quick before we get out of here. Appreciate all you guys' support of Bronco Nation. Again, subscribe if you can. $50, BNN 50 deal gets you a full year. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Nice crowd of Boise State fans were on hand here today. Omar Stanley, he's going to just back you down. That usually works pretty well when Omar Stanley just backs you down and scores. We'll get all of these highlights up on our YouTube channel here this afternoon. Tyson Degenhart scores there. Omar Stanley, a nice bucket there and on the interior. Nice pass. I really like this team as a passing team. Speaking of nice passes, how about Alvaro Cardenas? The alley-oop to Dylan Anderson. Nice connection there from two newcomers. And here's Buchanan with a really nice take. The crossover, the left hand, the cradle, and then scores with the right hand. Really impressive bucket there from Javen Buchanan. And that was a close one. That was a close one there. Could have been a charge. They called a block. Degenhart gets the bucket. Meadow, nice pass on the interior. Look at the hustle play there from Ugbo. He ends up getting it back, and he scores. Really nice play there from Emmanuel Ugbo. Not bad decision when you need a bucket to get it to Tyson. He goes in there. This was late in the game when Boise State really needed a bucket. You get the ball to Tyson. They had about a 10-point lead. It was starting to get a little nervous, and there he is. Tyson Degenhart scores. And Boise State is able to finish it off, and they get the win. Final score 83-69. We appreciate Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Make sure you check them out. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but obviously that easiest is that right there in your smartphone. Our title sponsor is roepaint.com, ROEpaint.com, our title sponsor. Check them out, roepaint.com, and hope you're enjoying a Western Collective beverage tonight to celebrate the win. Hope you're getting ready to watch some football. Appreciate you guys for your support. We're going to end it here as this next game is starting, and they'd like us to wrap it up here. But we will be back with the pregame show tomorrow, and we'll work on a time with Mike Prater. We'll have an extended pregame, talk football, basketball, all that stuff. It'll be about 10:30 back in Boise. So I'm shooting for 10:30, but we'll let you know on social media in the morning. If you missed any of the show, the interviews with Leon Rice, Tyson Degenhart, Andrew Meadow are earlier in the show. We'll get those on YouTube as well. We have full highlights. I'll get a story up as well. But Boise State, moving on, 83-69. The Broncos take down Hampton, and they will play the winner of this game, South Dakota State or Duquesne, in the semifinals. And and that'll be at 11:30 a.m. Boise time tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day. We appreciate you for checking us out, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning from the Cayman Islands. Check our YouTube channel a little bit later. Check our website, bronconationnews.com, and we'll have some more content there from this game. And lots still to come from the Cayman Islands the next couple of days. But a nice start for Boise State. They get the win. They're moving on. Full coverage, Bronco Nation News Live here at bronconationnews.com.